Yeah.
Look, the lawsuit thing, I thought that was to make sure that didn't happen.
Wait, you talking about the Drake lawsuit?
Yeah.
To make sure what didn't happen?
That song didn't come on.
Big Boy's Neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty now. 50 Cent.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to the neighborhood, man.
Bro.
I don't know why every time you come to the neighborhood, I still get nervous. you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm involved somewhat in corporate America. No matter what I build with this big boy empire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're involved with corporate America, but your involvement is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get paid every 2 weeks.
No.
I do. You know what I'm saying? Before we do anything, man, congratulations on the residency.
Thank you, man.
Hey, bro, that residency says 50 Cent presents.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's very cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, what's the name? You know, like and I only do 6 shows.
Yeah.
You know, I go from December 27th to January 4th.
Yeah, so you got December 27th, 28th. You're not on the 29th. So 27th, 28th, 30th, 31st, January 3rd, and January 4th.
Yep.
6 dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Room at that $15 million.
It's $50.
Yeah. Hey, man, but you know what? Just watching your last tour, bro, just watching that. What are we expecting in Vegas, bro? Like the Final Lap tour, they said it did like 100 M's.
Yeah,
but it was beautiful.
Vegas is different, you know this.
Yeah.
Thing. Like you can production-wise, you can do things you can't do when you're moving the set.
Right.
So
do you just leave it there pretty much? And
yeah, it's because it's just built for that room.
Yeah.
So I can do things that I couldn't do like on a stage that doesn't like have holes in the floor.
Right.
Things that like I can come in and out of it.
Hey man, are you doing any magic there?
I'm gonna try to do some things.
That'd be dope if you had like a tuxedo on and you really did like magic.
Oh, the magic stick.
Yeah. Because I saw when you did the whole pulling the jerseys off. But I'm telling you, man, that final, I was like, dude, that was a tour.
I was trying to, the showmanship.
Hey man, do you remember when residencies used to mean something different?
Yeah, used to mean it's
like
over.
the graveyard,
yeah. Like it did feel like that, and then like when
not now though.
No, I'll take that for the end of the year.
Right. Yeah,
and then I'll go back to everything else the way it was. Like this is for me, big like that. I had that same thought process around the idea of the residency,
but not now though.
Nah.
Yeah, because that's been far removed now.
Yeah, that meant you couldn't take the wear and tear of touring.
Yeah, and that was the goodbyes too, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then you did start seeing great shows there, bro.
Yeah, and I mean Vegas, they've always been able to accent like the world follows Vegas,
right?
Like Dubai is that guitar, all these places that in the middle of these deserts that turn into these beautiful places that everybody want to go to. They following the Vegas model.
Hey man, that's a hell of a way to end out 2024 though.
Yeah, man, it's cool. And look, the December 10th, I got my Fast Channel. Goes live on Roku.
Yeah, so talk to me about that as well too, man.
Yeah, that's exciting because I'm able to. Like, I partnered with Lionsgate, so I got like 1,800 hours of content that I can run through the Fast Channel. So it's not gonna be like the same old stuff over and over and stuff like that. That's exciting. So I get a chance to do programming, like have a real channel.
Hey man, you know what's wild about that, bro, is you still get these great deals.
Yeah.
And they're deals that you create. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we always said this, man, and I'll say this in and out of your presence. Like, people weren't watching Stars really.
Until
you know, until you know what I'm saying. Stars was like a package. Like, it was included in your package somehow.
And I had to get them to spend $11.99 to go to watch that. At that point. And then when you go now, like the Fast Channel is free TV, so it's a lot easier.
So what will you have on there?
I got Kill Bills. I got both the Expendables. I got Hacksaw Ridge. Like
so these are channels, and you're taking other material as well.
Yeah, because it's I'll be inserting original material.
Oh, so and in the original material, do I need to be scared of any of this original material?
Nah, it's gonna be good.
Documentaries. You said documentaries.
But like I put like Rambo's on there, First Blood, because real action. Nice. If you're an action fan, you're gonna like everything that you see on this channel. Like it's gonna be one of your go-tos.
Did you watch the Mike Tyson fight?
I did.
Yeah, man. What did you think about? What did you think about the whole lead up?
I really didn't understand the bite the glove thing. Like there was.
But you know, Tyson was good for that too, though.
I think he was like stopping himself from really hurting him.
Oh, so you with that he was pulling back?
Yeah.
I don't know, Fifth, because I saw at the end he looked tired.
Yeah, I mean,
It looked like it could have went down
you
though.
get older, big. You know how you get a little older.
Right.
Right? This is the beautiful things in life. If you can get older.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and walk away with that bread too. So you think he held back?
I did.
Really? And now, did you know that from the beginning, or once you start watching it? Did you think Mike Tyson had a chance to win?
Yeah, he could have won that fight.
Even before, would you have put, if you were a betting man, would you have put money on
You know what?
Tyson going in? Because I'm not a betting man, but I thought Tyson was going to get it, bro.
I lived through a Mike Tyson era where there wasn't a man that he convinced the world that there wasn't a man that could beat him. That's the difference between him and a lot of other champions. Like everybody that was in the litter of top fighters at that point, he would just take them.
Yeah. And sometimes he fight 2-3 times a year too, though.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, you saw the Jazzy interview that he did with Lil Jazzy?
Yeah. I was like, yo.
I think Jazzy just turned like 13 or 14. I talked to her pops too, man. My man, he dropped some real life on Lil Jazzy,
she
man.
handled that so well, though.
She was like, that's interesting.
It's interesting. No one's ever answered that question like that.
You're like, you just fucking dust and you fucking, I'm
Mike, stay away from the kids.
Like, yeah, man, Mike is for the kids. Yeah, my man was like, nobody gives a fuck about. I'm like, dude.
Legacy is this word that they just made up.
Yeah. Legacy is a word you just made. She's like, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. Do you know Jazzy?
Yeah, I've
she cool as hell
before because you can't really walk away from her. And
yeah,
she got one of those things that. Wait, what? Like you see her, she's trying to interview you. And you walk away from her, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, I got you.
I think that you need to search yourself internally when you walk away from that girl. Like she's got her stuff together and already doing it. Babe, like
go ahead.
In the early stages, you run into her and you're like, yo. Okay, no, I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I walk away while she's trying to talk to me, right?
Right. And now she's seasoned though. She get everybody. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to tag along with her to get some interviews. You know what I'm saying? Are you still doing the Eminem movie?
Yeah, well, we're working on the television.
Oh yeah, the television. Yeah. How's that coming along?
It's going pretty good. Like we get difficult at points because they're so used to having the entire control of projects. Like M's system is a real system, bro. So like when you gotta deal with the networks and other forces involved, it get a little,
Hey man, he had a great year too. New music and everything, man. Are you talking about new music for yourself, Fifth?
I got a few things. I got a piece coming out with Snoop and M on Snoop's new album.
Yeah, man. Hey man, that album is amazing.
Dope.
Hey, dude, and that's when you get the dynamic duo back together too. Like Snoop is already amazing.
Yeah.
Dre is already amazing, but when you put that that is a whole different world.
Snoop's like talent, bro. Like he's been I'm a fan. I'm not even like I'm that first. This is why you see him on PIMP immediately.
Right.
I got here and different things that I'm listening to him and Dre before I can get a track from him. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it's an honor to kind of work with him. And he didn't stop. Like he's the only one that takes a whole persona. Like he takes a whole persona. Like he went the whole Snoop Lion phase. Like,
man.
Different thing. Like he shifts his whole show around. Like remember he was a pimp for like
hell yeah. Him and Bishop Don Magic Wand. Yeah, the Snoop Lion thing, and then was it Redemption? He did a play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then watching Dog on the Olympics, like really doing that.
That was crazy. The Olympics was crazy.
Yeah. Did you go over?
I didn't go. But it felt like it was the Snoop show.
Yeah.
He kept popping up everywhere.
It felt like it. You know what it felt like? It felt like the bigger, you know how you go places and you see Flavor Flav everywhere now? Did you see Flavor Flav getting kicked out of Backstreet Boys out of their dressing room or something? At the tree lighting ceremony. But Snoop is everywhere that you turn around, but invited, and when you saw the Olympics, you were like, dude.
Nah, it was cool.
He had more people watching the Olympics that ever watched it.
Yeah,
I
wasn't even interested in a lot of the things in it. I was like, oh, what is Snoop doing that? Like that, because I'm just flashing through. At different points in the Olympics, certain parts of the Olympics that don't really have me excited.
Right, but he made it exciting too, though, bro. He was at like archery and you know what I'm saying. At horse.
Dre be into archery.
Oh yeah. I did archery with Dre at the house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's some different kind of tax bracket stuff though.
That's no noise, man. No noise. When you just feel a sharp pain in your sharp pain in your back, you know you're in the wrong place. You wasn't supposed to be in that yard.
That's the way to get them. I know archery. Yeah. Just get your ass. I know MMA. I know archery. Just pop your ass, man. But Lee, are you going back to Shreveport next year?
Yeah.
Why you didn't invite me out to that?
You should have been there.
I know I should have been there. That's what the fuck I'm asking you. Why you didn't invite me there?
Okay, next year we set it up the right way.
Yeah.
Well, what's the name?
You could have set it up the wrong way. I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, just set it up. I would have been there.
It only was 90 days preparation for that.
Right.
It was super fast. Nobody thought it was actually possible. Like, I was getting more of why we can't do it than why we can, and I was paying for it.
Right.
I put up like about $5 million to do that.
Why was that necessary to go to Shreveport and do that and take care? You know, I mean, a lot of people were hired out.
Yeah.
You know, people thanked you for coming. Well,
Yeah,
almost
because
everybody did.
They had so many false promises in Shreveport. Like, people saying they're going to come and do different things. That I was like, I had to do something now to make them understand what my full intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I put the Human Harmony thing together. And then I want to thank everybody who did come because they made the excitement.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it turned out to like 35,000 people who showed up out there, and then it turned into
I was real anti, bro.
big deal, yeah.
Yeah, I was anti. When I saw I wasn't involved with it, I didn't throw no salt, but I was just like, wow, fifth. I'm like, this is what you gonna do, huh?
Wow.
Like,
Who came in here and was talking about, was it Life Jennings?
Juvenile?
Yeah. It was Juvenile or Life Jennings?
Yeah.
what? They said what?
He was there.
Life was talking about how he built the whole city.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there was no
he
city, but he built
he did
it.
everything. It was like, yo. And I was like, I was like, man,
crazy.
it's good to know.
Yeah, man.
It's good to know, man. You've done the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What do you anticipate for Kendrick next year for the Super Bowl?
Oh, man, be exciting, man. I think, look, it's the biggest live sporting event. I think the only thing that you could do bigger than that is the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like outside of the Super Bowl, nothing is bigger. You know what I mean?
What was that
And
like for you, just being a part of a halftime show when y'all did it?
It was for me to be in the company I was in also. Like,
Right.
you know, it's Dre, it's Snoop, it's Mary, it's Kendrick. Then
him.
you know what I mean? Like for him to get another go around, like for him to come back.
Yeah, man.
It's just saying that he's the now. Like it's just right now.
Hey, man, what did you feel about the? Because you've been involved. You know what I'm saying with beefs. You know what I'm saying? When you heard Drake and the Kendrick thing,
Right.
when you first heard, and you heard a bumbling. It's like a little tennis match. You heard a little bit,
Yeah.
and then like that comes, with Future, with Metro and Kendrick on that verse.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Did you think that it's about to get set off right here, or
Yeah,
were you
yeah.
surprised that Drake came back and said anything, or you knew?
Nah, it was cool.
Competitive?
I felt like they would be competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a good period for hip hop in general because they produce like better material faster.
Yeah.
It forced them to work. You
That's
know
what I said too. I was like, man, if these, like, I don't want to hear no more of my album coming out next year when you
Yeah,
could
you know
drop
what?
9 songs in 2 days.
Yeah, because it felt like Kendrick was like not responding fast.
Right. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, like
at
Drake
first.
came and he came again, and it was like another joint. It was like, damn, I was like, damn, okay. And then Kendrick came, he had a whole CD.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then, it's like that meme when you go, and then 5 songs later.
Nah, it was crazy.
When you first hear Not Like Us, what do you think about that?
I think LA is different. I think LA culture, the West Coast is very territorial. I think that energy, when you can build the camaraderie within them, that you'll feel something here that you won't feel anyplace else. Hey, like the East Coast is not like that.
Right.
Like they're not like us. That energy. I
Right,
think,
yeah.
Look, the lawsuit thing, I thought that was to make sure that didn't happen.
Wait, you talking about the Drake lawsuit?
Yeah.
To make sure what didn't happen?
That
Like-
song didn't come on.
Yeah.
For Super Bowl?
See, look, sue Apple, right? Sue Universal.
Right.
And then have your attorneys contact NFL corporate and say, look, we don't want you guys to involve yourself in this nasty lawsuit that's going on. And you guys are the biggest live sport in the band. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're a part of the damages. Because you
Like a
continue
threat?
to put it on. Yeah, that's the way the lawyer said.
Damn.
It seems like, because they're a little more combative, you want to let your publicist talk for you when you're in situations. Like even the J thing, you could tell the lawyer wrote that statement instead of the publicist because he was being a little combative.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do, man, because we going here now. The one time you came in, I did 50 cents, 2 cents. All righty, and I'm just going to ask you some things, and I just want to hear your 2 cents on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know you don't have a tail to tuck because you talk so much, I get nervous when you come here. I love you as a guest, but you do scare the fuck out of me when you come here too. Like it was that Basquiat shit. Did you catch me on that when you said, he looked like the gay homie? I didn't know what you were talking about. If you look at the clip, I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? yeah. And then I look. All righty, so this is 50 cents, 2 cents. All righty, let's start with you're going into the Jay-Z thing.
Yeah.
So recently we just saw, which we look at the accusations,
Yeah.
you know, and we're going to get to Diddy as well, but you look at the accusations, and there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, that the statement is something you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're going to find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those things.
Right.
Yeah.
When you see things like this, Fifth, and there's times when like I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is on your.
Who put that up?
Yeah, this is on.
50?
Yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little.
Right.
And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah, but you told us before. You said sometimes you'll say things because you're being bullied.
Yeah.
You know how we say, bully and
all
petty.
the time.
Like
when that happens, as soon as that happens, you know what happens in my timeline, babe? Oh yeah, you think it's funny? You're next, buddy.
Right.
Like I'm like, oh shoot.
Right. So you feel bullied.
Yes, I'm getting pushed around here.
Hey man, do you see any of the comments where people are like, yeah, when that dropped, this is the first place I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew they was coming there, big. Like I put up an ad.
Right.
That's the least thing that people like when you got professional pictures that don't have flaws in them. They don't want to see that. They want to see your actual lifestyle. Right. So I put a professional picture like this. Leave me alone, people, because I know you're looking for what I'm going to say. And then I put the next picture up and say, 50 Cent Action TV.
Right.
Don't come to my page looking for trouble.
Right.
Marketing genius.
Yeah. So 50's 2 cents. What do you feel about just that whole thing, man?
Look. As much as people feel like I haven't had issues with Puff. I don't like him like that. Like I don't like things that he would do and make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing that. Right. So it gets to with Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. Like, and I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
you're talking Jay.
His daughter would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kids when you're saying he did something to him.
Do you ever feel like, man, like there's just so much gotcha that goes on?
Yeah, I mean, look,
right now,
it's not. We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
Right. So it's like the damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like so, if that when they say extortion, that means if they've made an amount big, if they talk settlement. Or sent settlement notices that had an amount in it, it feels like extortion.
Right.
Because you know the damage it does if it does come out publicly. If there's no amount mentioned, then that's just a tactic.
But you will meet people in court and you will do lawsuits yourself, which I love.
Yeah, no,
you be like, man.
I get into it.
Yeah.
I spend $1 million a year. I keep legal counsel year round. So I'm gonna sue you as often as you think you would sue me.
Right.
Like that, because they look and they say once you got the package, you become a target for the attorneys. You know who's gonna benefit the most from Puffy's situation right now? The lawyers. They're gonna look for $7,000 to $5,000 per hour. Damn. 4 lawyers, 5 lawyers at a time, just to come back for bail hearings and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of money.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
I'm not sure if he's cooked. I'm not sure how bad that it is because you know what, when we think of all of those different allegations that pile up, he's cooked.
Right.
But I don't know how much of that turns into actually like what he's up against.
Right. The court of public opinion is one thing.
Yeah.
And then they also say, you know, once we get in, then, you know, the truth will
I
come
mean,
out.
that public opinion, he's washed. He's washed up. They washed him like that. But when you think about, it had a lot to do with him coming out and say, I've been sitting here watching you people insult my character, this and that, and then the tape comes out. Boom. So, you know, if the government released the tape, then it would say that they kind of poisoned the pool of people. And that could be a defense.
Do you believe in conspiracies like that too? Or could
conspiracy? I don't know if it's a conspiracy, Big. I mean, like when someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person that channels with TMZ, when you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. That could have came from the government itself, like, you know. And it's interesting because he had different problems with people on different levels, like the Diageo, when he's saying that they're racist because they was doing something different with his brand. Like these people, these are $3 billion company. These people have lobbyists in DC. If they want to turn it on, they could turn on. You know, and then they benefited probably the most from those parties.
Are you ever concerned with that?
What?
With you being as big as you are, that's something.
Well, I'm not suing them.
Right.
You know, I'm not going after them.
You're like, no, big.
But you're attached to a lot of brands, a lot of big brands, right?
Yeah, well, those are mine.
Yeah.
I own those companies.
You're like, so you take a note. That's a difference.
Like we just saw Conor McGregor get dropped from his whiskey company.
Yeah, which I thought was his.
What's going on?
I thought Ciroc was Diddy's.
Yeah,
same here.
Well, he was getting paid a lot of money, babe. Like that, a lot of money.
Yeah, what is this on the table right here?
President. I can't get dropped from here.
Right here. Hey, Fifth, do you drink?
You know, I did look.
Right.
I taste things.
Right. I
don't get
you taste
drunk.
Success. Right.
You know, that's like, you know, when you go run for president and they said, I smoked, but I didn't inhale.
Right. You're like, I taste it. Yeah. Man, back to 50's 2 cent. The entire Kendrick and Drake beef. We were talking about that. And like I said, you've been in, you know, beefs for like decades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do you feel about that entire beef?
I thought it was good, man.
Right.
Like, look, I've engaged and always involved myself in those situations, big, and I think it always made bigger excitement in our culture. Like that type of thing would make a person buy the record twice.
Right.
It would make, you know, like,
so you know how to use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that. Even me and Kanye, like, we'd have issues, but we were standing there like we was in a fight pose.
Yeah.
For the picture, you know what I mean? Like,
and that was the week, the first sales week.
Yeah.
And both of y'all sold.
Yes. And then you're going to look, at the end of the day, Vic, you're going, I could have went on tour with him if I wanted to combat that win.
Right.
Because I had so many records that were hit records at that point that I would have smacked. He only had that album.
Right. What do you think this is with Drake and Kendrick?
No, I think it's a point where you win repeatedly to the audience, and even the artist community is going, if you win again, how am I gonna have my chance to win? So they would rather see Kendrick in that slot,
right?
And Drake, you get out of here.
Damn,
that's really the way it goes. But like, you think what he's saying, the system's done. They done it. They're guilty of what he said they did. Like where I'm at Interscope, they are G Unit and G Unit at the same time.
Right. Gotcha. Wow.
On the same system, big. The same person delivering the record telling you to play 50 Cent is delivering the record saying play game.
Wow.
And it's just business. They're looking at it like it's business. It's selling the record. But everything that they said that he did, that they did for Kendrick, is something they did for him.
What did you say to Drake, if you don't mind my asking? Because you guys were somewhere, and it looked like y'all were having a conversation. Mid.
I said, they said you lost to Pusha T. So what did you lose? And he said nothing. I said, so I don't understand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like whenever you say that you lost something, he said, what exactly did you lose? If you take a step back, there's nothing lost. There's nobody who's just a Drake fan that won't go out to see his show right now.
Man, we say that all the time. We say that all the time.
Yeah. So it's just to be active. You get out there, do your thing.
How do you feel about beef in general?
I like it.
Yeah, I know.
We can tell.
No, I'm saying I grew up under circumstances where it is not optional. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And then you going, look, battling has always been a part of hip hop culture. If you're not competing, look, that is we hit a spot where business is so present that he looked at it and said, well, that's defamation of character because it's not true. It's a false statement. All right, and I'm like, you know how many false statements were in battle records?
Yeah. What did you feel about the lawsuit when you heard the lawsuit being announced?
I thought it was to combat the
Super Bowl.
Yeah, because that would reignite it big or make it. The song would make it exciting, make it go up again.
And months down the line too.
Yeah, but the suit itself, I don't think you think about it. But when the lawsuit comes out, it ignites the record. It goes up.
Right.
I didn't realize that his album was coming.
Right.
Kendrick album was coming right when that lawsuit fell, and it was like,
yeah, there we go.
It spiked up anyway. So
is it different when we look at hip hop as being competitive if there's a lawsuit there? From a beef though, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
like,
I think it's
because you beef with Fat Joe, Ja Rule, Buster. Have you ever got a lawsuit?
No,
okay.
From that. You always get other stuff like behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but not public lawsuits or things like that. Like they've said for me, mine was so street orientated that you're a rat.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And weird. That's defamation right there. But then the judge that you would be in front of would look and say, so you're like those criminals that I put away. Because you feel offended by someone calling you a rat. The traditional person, they're not in that lifestyle. Rat means yes.
Right.
911, their defense to you hitting them over there, you hit them. Come get this nigga. Hello? Come get him. You hit me, yeah. Don't act like you didn't do it.
Right.
Like that is no ratting for them. They're like, what? You better behave yourself.
Can you understand from a business part and the bigger scheme what this lawsuit is from Drake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's because it does feel like when you're in negotiations, it'll feel like your value went down. Like not as hot as you was last week when everybody was excited. And saying it feels different. Like, you know, like they saying you lost. Like you get a phone call, even you're like, yo, you guys created the largest sales week in hip hop. And I'm like, yeah, but I lost.
Right.
Get off my phone.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get this call from Steve Berman. They run Interscope now. But they like at that point.
And this is when you and Kanye were going?
Yeah. You gotta get the call. You go, what did you man, get the fuck off my phone?
Because when you look at it with the sales with you and Kanye, like y'all went on this whole who's gonna sell, and that first week Kanye did sell more.
Yeah.
But looking at the numbers, y'all won.
Yeah. No,
but you were like,
look
nah.
At this big. Look, from a sales history, I have the sales history. Interscope didn't do everything Def Jam done for Kanye's number to come back like that. They assumed because they didn't do everything to protect Drake. Because they assume Kendrick and this will be just like anything else that happens. Do you understand? Like they did everything he's saying they did in that lawsuit, they did it.
So you feel like it's valid on that point? Like, yeah, they did that.
I understand why you would do that if you was talking to a lawyer, but like in hip hop,
right?
There's nothing to sue for. There's nothing that I didn't sue for that.
Is anything off boundaries when it comes to beef?
No.
Nothing's out of bounds?
Nah.
What about going to their home city and putting on a full concert? Like
Twice.
Kendrick's going to Toronto for 2 nights.
and it's probably gonna be lit.
Like,
The shows are gonna probably be fucking lit. Like, what do you think is gonna happen there? Like, the energy is. You got people that like both of them. They're not gonna They're not gonna switch and just say I don't like both. These are the top artists in our culture right now. Like, are the new. It's prime time, big. This is the new.
Have you ever felt a certain way when you would beef with somebody? Like, damn, this is a lot. Or
you know what? If
did you really buy Ja Rule's tickets, like seats at his concert?
Big.
You
They
did.
was cheap tickets. The tickets were very affordable.
Right.
They was on like StubHub. Yeah, I bought the first 4
How many?
rows.
How many did you buy? If you say you bought the first 4 rows, is that a couple hundred?
Yeah, it was cheap though. It was cheap tickets, so it was something to do. Like if you don't look at me like that, man.
All right, man.
We done it for years. It's just I looked at it. I said, "Yo, this is the." I just want you to feel like you gotta reach the people. They're like 4 or 5 rows back.
Man, what is this? That 2 decades later, it's still this.
No, I mean it's not that big of a sacrifice for me. Now I've bought things that mean less to me.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun. That was like watching it. Let me see the show and see that those spaces are empty because they are reserved for someone else. They're not supposed to be sitting.
That's brutal. That's so brutal.
Man, hey man, Fat Joe in the World Series. We just recently had Fat Joe in.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe came in, man. And first off, he said, "Man, I'm wearing my ass kisser outfit." He came in like a purple hoodie,
Some Laker gear.
with some. But and Joe's my guy. And at one point, you and Joe wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And he explained that too about Chris Lighty and you know what I'm saying. Like you just see things that in due time, grown men came together, and y'all really like even Busta.
Yeah.
Like and Bust went out with Final Lap.
Yeah.
But it was at one time where you and Fat Joe like y'all weren't cool.
Yeah. And look, Joe's the kind of guy that you want to be friends with. He's loyal to a default.
Right.
Right. And at points, like if that person's not, if you don't have the connection with them, you're going to just not like it because you're going to be like, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Like you don't have an issue, but it seems like you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. Association.
If a person's uncomfortable with your success, then they shouldn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, that's what I was getting off him and that vibe, big. So I'm just like, nah. Like, and I didn't like not invite. I didn't invite these situations, but I didn't
run away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would look and go, oh, so you want a problem? Is that what you want?
Hey man,
I was already in mode for that. Like like the vehicles is bulletproof and bomb-proof
right.
and everything, and I'm like, what? I'm already geared up for the whole thing. So it's like I'm like, oh, you thought you was like different.
How can that happen with Busta, Fat Joe? Is the Ja Rule, is it deeper?
No, it's the same thing that you see Drake experience. So how did he just have? This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than everybody else in the culture, and then these people start to turn into people that feel like they're ops all over the page, big, because they keep watching them win. And then you go, I want this thing forever, man.
Right.
I'm not sure you can have it forever.
Right.
Not forever.
Do you ever get like not scared or something like that? But do you ever feel like man, like I'm doing so well? Do you ever feel like the high horse you could be knocked off the high horse?
You have to know when to pivot.
Right.
Right.
Like J. Cole?
Well, I don't think J. Cole got knocked off. I think he got off the horse.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I wanted to speak to as well, man. At one point, Fifth, you didn't agree somewhat, paraphrasing, or hopefully I'm not rewriting your history, but you didn't agree with how J. Cole got himself out of the Drake and Kendrick thing. Can you understand?
Because he's one of the top guys. That's like the competitive energy of it. You want to see them compete a little bit. That's when we're gonna find out who really got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he decided, but I would have won the battle, but I would have lost a brother.
Right. But you don't I don't know why I understood that.
No. I understand the relationship.
Right.
Right. But I don't understand why the competitive part in the art form. If y'all brothers like that, then why wouldn't you compete? Why wouldn't you understand that we're just competing? Hey, come on. So you're saying we could be so close. We're brothers.
Right.
But I don't want no smoke with you. What are you, like my big brother that'll knock me the hell out in the house type of thing? Is a different type of brotherly relationship? Are you saying I'm not gonna do this because I know you're gonna get me?
I don't think that's where Cole was coming from, though.
I'm just saying to you, that's the energy you feel when there's no competition.
Right. Where I think Cole was coming from, Fifth, I think that it was when he said, like, it messed with my peace, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I get down for you?
Look, this is this new sophisticated version of hip hop culture we're talking about, right? Kendrick has records like "Sit Down, Be Humble." It's got a lot smarter.
Right.
The music got smarter.
Yeah.
There was an area that was reserved for this in our culture the entire time. It was like called conscious rappers.
Right.
It was Common Sense, Mos Def,
Yes,
Talib
sir.
Kweli.
Yes, sir.
It was Q-Tip. It was like these guys were there in our culture, and it was like
Early Boogie Down. Yeah.
yes,
sir.
it was there. Like, but when you at certain points where you compete in that raw energy that you would see when you see artists cut through like your NBA YoungBoy or your Dirks.
Yeah.
It's just so street oriented that they don't know. Like Chief Keef, like I fell in love with Chief Keef when he first came because I was like, yo, he don't know. Like they in his grandmother's living room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, nigga, that's that shit I don't like.
Yeah.
Nothing else but Chicago. Like that energy is just in them, and I went to work with him right away because of that. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, nah, and somebody got to be able to say something to him so he can know how big it could be.
Right. But even with that, man, like and not that I'm debating you on the whole Cole thing.
Yeah.
But I understood when he said,
look, if you think that Drake is damaged in any way at the present moment, right? Has Cole received the same damage for not competing?
no,
You say no.
I don't think so.
And you say, oh, so who do you think is a J. Cole fan that is not showing up because he didn't compete?
No one's going to show up.
I just thought.
I mean,
that would be
they
the
all
point.
show up. The fans will show up.
I thought we would hear things special from him that made him have additional energy towards it because look, first of all, when you get challenges, if your opponent is a good opponent, then you get better. When we put the best fighters in there, we don't want to watch this guy fight a cab driver.
Right, right. Like
you fight an Uber driver, bro. We don't want to see that. We want to see fight somebody that could actually fight you, like the top guys. And there's that's the same competitive energy that we see in the culture.
So on the competitive side, you think that Cole should have stayed in it?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy, Fifth, because I totally disagree with you.
I'm glad you disagree, and we can be friends.
Right. Yeah, but take it first. But take my disagreement as like cool though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to leave from here.
Check his IG.
Look, I'm just saying to you my personal perception of it.
Right.
I would have liked to see him engaged.
Yeah, you would have liked to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
and I think that's why Cole as well. And I haven't had a conversation with Cole, but when somebody say my mental, it disturbed my peace, I can understand. Like, man, and then plus what it became.
Big. Look, your mental and your peace is not a part of hip hop, coach.
Yes, it is, Fifth.
Okay. I'm just saying things are getting a little more sophisticated.
Right. All right, man.
We're
gonna have to agree to disagree then,
no,
bro.
I'm just saying to you, look, and then come back
what
and
the fuck is out? What does out mean?
It hurts me.
Right.
It hurts me to feel like this
right
at the moment, because I'm like, how do you not? And look, I.
But how do I entertain you and sacrifice me?
I would have won the battle. He said he would have won if
right. Okay. Yeah. See, Quest had a problem with that too.
Yeah,
I think you said it too. Like, why would you even say I would have won the battle?
That's just not in him though. As a J. Cole fan, like I was like, yep, that's the Cole I know. When he stepped down, because he's not that guy.
And lyrically, I think he could have fucked with it though.
No,
I'm not saying.
Look, they would have had a time. That's why I was looking forward to it. But I don't know. Like what happened. Like I was like, yo, like.
So even now that you've seen all the other records, you've seen Not Like Us, what it did, you know what I'm saying? Because this was early on.
Yeah.
So you still stand by why did he get
I still think he would have delivered something that would have been interesting, and then we would be kind of arguing which one was a better, piece. So I'm like, how do you just stop? Like
it got real personal with the Drake and Kendrick. I get it, but
I didn't know that was that close too.
That who was?
The J. Cole and Kendrick was that close.
Right.
Because they I'm like, so what you think was gonna happen? Like there was to not be, I don't see them being confrontational or is spilling over into something
Right.
that's bad. That's what made me more interested in what the music was going to sound like between.
Do
the
you
artists,
think
right?
that Kendrick could have did a Not Like Us about Cole? Like, do you think it would have got that crazy if we would have been playing this tennis match?
Yeah, I think bars would have been in it.
Yeah.
Even if it could have still been Not Like Us. It just would have been bars
Right.
that's hitting Cole at the same time.
You know what's wild about you, man, is that lyrically you can get in it. But your beef's not just on, wax. Your beef aren't just on record.
Yeah.
Like, you know how to take yours to social media. You buying tickets. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like
Genius,
yours
bro.
is just different.
No, but look at how complex what they was doing in the battle was. It was like the minivan from this video was in the thing, and this, that. It was mad intricate pieces going on, big. That I hadn't seen that before. Either.
Right.
So I'm looking, going, man. So they really thinking about this. Let me see what I'm following stuff online. So
Yeah, man.
it's occupied a lot longer.
Yeah.
Entertained by it a lot more.
And I think we did like 9 or 10 songs
yeah.
in a 2-month span. That's when I was like, man, I don't want to hear no more of this. My album is coming next year, or it take you long to do an album. Like,
No, you see what happens? The album does take to next year. When that happens, the material comes that fast.
Yeah.
Like, and then it was loaded again. Like Drake was loaded, ready to go again.
you think
With
so,
new
or you know
material.
so?
Yes, I know that they had new material ready to go again. There's no way you stop when you're taking like from and you losing. Hey,
Right.
no, I gotta fix it.
Is there any battle that you felt like you've lost or wasn't as victorious?
Nah,
Yeah.
I've had the artists have moments like they did something. I was like, oh, that was good.
Right.
What are some of those?
Yeah. So what did you see that you was like, oh yeah, that was a good one right there?
In between time, like what's the name? The Jadakiss, he had put out some things.
On you?
Yeah, while we was back, and look, he could really rap. Like
Yeah.
certain part look big, even if the format didn't put it in a song, to make it feel like it's a problem.
Right. Right.
What you said landed. Like I heard him was like, oh, yeah,
Was it Checkmate? A song called Checkmate?
not that one. He had a few pieces.
She's bringing up shit, huh?
They can't look. No, you got certain guys that they really know how to rap. Like they really know how to do things. They may not be the best songs writers, like just create the song structure for it and
Mhm.
everything else, and pick the right production and everything else to make it just go. But they'll say things and you go, ooh. All right, Mace was like that too. Like Mace would be able to say stuff at points and you look and you like, you just want to snatch it.
Right. Hey man,
Instead of
do
like,
you ever have times when you're like, and does any of that bother you?
what the
Like when somebody say something or you're in a beef, do
Big.
you lose sleep?
Nah. Big, look, you said this, look, you got ball players out there that are extremely talented, right? They're so talented that they don't have to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just that good.
Right.
Same thing with the writers. You got the guy that's just that good that he says and you go, oh, okay, you was trying to really like go for my head, huh? Like, and then you got your Kobe's that got to work so much, they discipline themselves so much that they outperform everybody.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And his focus is not, it may not necessarily be the gift God given that way.
Right.
It's the work that he actually put
Is
in.
this easy for you, Fifth?
It is.
Yeah.
At this point, it is, man. Like this stuff is a lot easier than it was. I wasn't comfortable all the way in the space. Like when they send you a star for the first time, it's still, I'm doing everything for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
On a record, I had the largest debut in hip hop album. It's the biggest first album to work, and everything. It felt like I was ready for it, but I was doing it for the first time.
Right.
And now I've done it a lot of times, and then
Yeah.
I've felt this energy on different formats. Like this is like my first television show is like my first album. It's a new
Right.
version of.
Hey man, back to Fat Joe being in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And when he did the World Series, when you saw Cube do the World Series for Game 2, and then you saw Fat Joe, and Fat Joe's my guy, so I never want to feel like I'm slighting him. He said it was his inner ears.
Oh, it was messed up.
Yeah, and I can believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
It's unfortunate because it's a big look.
Yeah. Did they call you
For
for the World Series?
I wasn't available at that point.
But you did get the call.
Yeah, I had other commitments that I can.
That was bigger than the World Series at
No,
the
I
moment?
just had already committed.
Right.
So I couldn't pull out. I would have to pay these people. And
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
You were like, how many minutes? And how much are we down? You know what I'm saying? Are you a
Yeah,
Yankees fan?
yeah, it's
I
almost,
apologize.
mandatory. The logo.
Right.
I mean, for that side, you have to wear that.
Yeah, man. So when you watch Joe, what was your first thoughts on Fat Joe? And
I'm watching him figure it out. Like he still got through it.
Yeah, man.
Like a lot of showmanship. You know how you see Beyonce fall, she jump right back up.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even happen. And then it'd be like us 2 seconds later, they're in a different portion of the show. But you got to get out of your head
Yeah, man.
the fall to
Yeah.
continue the show the right way.
And then I think social media now, back in the days, man, before social media, you can fall off the stage.
they're not
Nobody
gonna miss
had
nothing.
it.
They're not gonna miss nothing.
Now, oh my God, bro.
Well, 50 had the famous pitch with the Mets, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Went viral.
You see that?
Yep.
I thought you liked me.
Yeah.
They brought me here to set me up, bro.
Hey, man,
see that?
but on the real, man, like people say that you're one of the worst.
Yeah, I did work quick. But you know what I learned, Big?
But you know how to pitch a company, huh?
Yeah, and look, Big,
You know how to pitch a deal.
what I learned from that experience is sometimes you receive more with not doing well than you receive. If I threw an excellent pitch,
Yeah, we wouldn't even
we
bring
be
it up.
talking about it. They'd be like, so what you could throw 110 miles an hour
Yeah.
pitch from
Genius.
strike.
Because we don't even talk about some of the great over the plate pitches.
Yes, those pitches don't get no conversation.
Yeah, did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Shit went left, man.
Yeah,
Shit just
but
went
you
left.
knew how to. Hey, man, and I've thrown out the first pitches before. It seems easy.
It's a lot of people in front of you. You got a lot of pressure. Like when if you throwing a pitch in your backyard around the kids, stuff like that, you be like, just look at that. That was accurate.
Yeah.
I could throw that into a garbage can from across the whole yard, right? And then when you try to do that shit in front of a full stadium for people, and you
And
trying to show
televised.
off at the same time, you trying to throw the shit hard as you can throw it and make it look like your arm dislocated.
Right. Hey, man, let me tell you, my first pitch, bro. I remember it was a lady, some girl that was catching for me.
Uh-huh.
And she saved my life, bro. Because my first pitch, the first time I did it, bro, oh my God, man, it was bad. But she helped me.
Big. They should show people the tape of me getting ready.
Oh, yeah, see, the getting ready.
I was throwing the pitch perfect, man.
Yeah.
I
Right.
got there, it was showtime. The shit just went left. Just went crazy.
Hey,
I was
Phil,
like, yo,
when you go home, you don't take that home with you?
I did. I took that
Okay.
whole energy back with me to the house from there because I didn't have to do that, Big. I was like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why did I
have to
say,
be
did you do
throwing
the,
the
why did I say yes?
Yes. Big, I was saying, like, why? That's because I kept seeing it was on the news, it was everywhere. I'm like, yo, I got a baseball card. Like, they have my arms look like it's off. Yes, they made a card.
Yeah, man.
A Topps card. Like, you know,
Oh, an official card?
yes, a real card. Like I'm like, so you said nothing else happened? It was cool that you had to make that. Like
Damn.
for me, the kids stand outside with blue pens. The woman to sign this thing so they can sell it. Big.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I know you have a blue pen. You want to sell it?
Yeah. Hey, man, the blue marker. Like, I know
want
it's
that
going
to go away.
I know what's going down with that, man.
wow.
50's 2 cent. Trump is back in office.
Yeah,
What do you feel about that?
I don't know.
I didn't know where you were at sometimes.
Yeah, no, I try to stay in that area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
guessing.
Politics. You know, no matter what you do,
Yeah.
someone passionately disagrees with you.
Exactly.
You know, and I stay out of it because I'm in entertainment. I just want to entertain people. I want
Right,
to
right.
enjoy.
You know how to get it's like double dutch. You know, you get in, jump in.
Not too much. Don't too far.
Yeah,
babe.
get right out. Yeah.
And no.
Right.
You stay out of it. Like, and then, look, you got a lot of people. There's things from both parties that I don't understand.
Right.
Like when they're doing something, I'm going, wait, what is this? And you know, like on either side of it, I don't know if there's a right side.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that we in it and we got to go through
Yeah.
it.
And now what I tell my people too, man, I just say, man, you know what, dude? I got to raise my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter who's in office, I got to raise my kids.
Yeah,
I got to continue to build me.
I kind of got a Don King attitude. Like, I'm living with the winner. I don't care.
Right.
I'm leaving with the winner. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Don King would step over you like, only in America. Only in America. Hell yeah, you say you leaving with the winner, huh? Yeah. Hey, man.
At least for 4 years.
Hey, man, do you read? He said at least 4. do you read comments on social media?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
And you know how to categorize those as well?
Yeah, I look at it. This is the part where I be feeling bullied. Right? I see things, I'm usually deleting the part that I didn't like.
Right.
Delete.
Do you block people?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, if they say something to I block. A lot of times be fake pages and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Things. But I'll block it. I don't care. Just good. I don't want to see that again.
Right. Yeah. So you don't have a problem with blocking. You know how some people say, "Oh, you can dish it out, but you can't take it." You're like, I tell people my block is hot.
Yeah. No, I'm
like, boop.
Big. You go like this. Hey, yeah. I'm not signing up to take it.
Right.
When you're going to dish it out, when you see something and someone says the most negative thing you could think of about you, and they have information that you don't have about them, because this person's like an average person saying it, and they're talking about you and say things and go, "Oh, okay, I understand how you feel, but I don't care to think about how you feel."
Right.
You know what I mean? And then,
hey man, did Trump offer you $3 million to perform at his rally in New York? Or
Trump didn't call me.
Right.
But someone from them reached out to the people that had around him. It was like that. And it was one of those things. That was something in the inauguration. The last time he was the president, the inauguration, they had called also.
Really, though?
Yeah.
So, hey, man, what about them taking, didn't they take Mini Men after you got shot? Mini Men. I was like,
yeah, I didn't mind that thing jumped up 250%. I didn't mind that.
So you were one of those, take it down.
No.
I heard that.
The producer was like, take it down. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. And that's what you got to believe. He did what?
Yeah. Yeah, how you anti with people using music that you've put out 20 years ago?
Why you didn't do the rally?
I just was already tied up.
Right. Let me ask you this. When you got a meal out the deal, over 2 decades ago, and somebody called you up and said, man, we got $3 million for you to do this.
Oh, no, I'll go to Qatar on Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah. You mean out up.
They'll go, I'm like, what? This is a bank job.
Right.
12 hours on the plane there, 13 hours on the plane back. We only spent 3 hours on the ground.
Yeah, man.
45 minutes on stage.
So what's still that hustle in you, man? When we talk about the residency, when we talk about Final Lap Tour, when we talk about, producing, directing, executive producing, what is that hustle that's in you?
Well, I just like what I'm doing, babe. I'm gonna tell you the what's the white word concept. I've been saying this to you for years. There's I stack things up too. Like a lot of stuff happens. So December 10th, the Fast Channel will be there, and then I start the residency on the 27th. I'm done by January 4th. January 10th, Den of Thieves is in theaters. O'Shea.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
that's just coming out.
The second one.
Damn. Okay, because y'all had worked on that one,
Yeah, we did the first
original
one, and then we came back. The second joint, I'm executive producer on that.
Oh, nice.
So.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I had that in theaters. I'll be out.
And that's just taking us to what, January? You ain't even said 2025.
Yeah, that's it. That's January 10th.
Yeah.
Top of the year, that'll be out, and I'll be moving around.
You enjoy what you do, Fifth? Really enjoy it. Do you enjoy being 50?
I do. I like this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know you're going to, as soon as you walk out the house, anywhere you go, do you know you're going to be recognized?
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's fun not to be.
Really?
Recognized.
How can you not be recognized? What do you do to not be recognized?
Like when I go places and I have an experience, like let's say I'm somewhere and I just decide to go to a gym somewhere, and I've experienced doing the whole workout and people not saying anything to me. Like with the music, I had the headphones on and
but they know it's you. But out of respect,
yeah. Before they just don't come over.
When was the last time you got pulled over?
Oh, it's been a while. Big. I don't usually drive. I don't drive the cars. Big. I have them in the houses. At the houses, but I don't.
You have drivers?
Yeah.
Right. When was the last time you been in the DMV?
I ain't going to the DMV.
When was the last time you went grocery shopping for yourself?
I haven't done that either. Like doesn't require 50 cents.
Right. when was the last time you filled up a car with gas? Like you got out and put the nozzle in?
Yeah. No, it's been a long time. Because I'm usually in the car with someone who's driving the car that's going to have the gas and stuff already in there.
Right. What about when was the last time you called and booked your own flight?
Like, I'm not booking my own flight.
Damn.
That's like that. The assistants, the people, the layers are around it for those things. Like
you don't want to take somebody else's job either.
You could have said something crazy. Like, when was the last time you just went shopping?
Right. When was the last time you went shopping?
I go shopping out of the things they bought for me. Like, I pick things out of the things that they've already brought for me to wear.
And do they take those back? Like, you know how you have a stylist?
They'll take it back or do something else, but I'm picking it not on the.
What is that? Fendi? Or what is that shirt?
This is what
I don't know shirt.
Fendi.
Okay, whatever the shirt is, I know it's expensive. It looked like it. You didn't go pick that up.
Nah.
What about when you go, like when you say I'm going to Dubai or I'm going to go do a show? Do you pack your own luggage?
No, it's usually they put it together for me to travel, and I have stuff there.
Man, one time I tried to have my wife pack my luggage when I was going to meet Barack Obama, and she packed the wrong suit. You know how I lost weight? So I had this suit, man, that looked like a hobo. Yeah, man. So I had to go. Yeah. So I pack everything, bro. Do you leave stuff in the hotel when you leave, or like it's 50, I got to take it with me?
I'll leave things at points and they go back and they sweep and make sure that I've left jewelry. I left all kind of stuff, babe. Like that's just in there because it's just like I'll be packed up, ready to go. Look, I be having so much stuff going on,
right?
Like you saying, and
can't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm like this is, and it's like I forgot stuff and then go back and then go get it out of there.
Can you walk into, like, say for instance, there's a concert that's going down? Can you walk into Super Bowl without a ticket? I
think I could get in, baby.
Yeah.
I think I can get in. All I gotta do is act like, look, this is urgent. Okay?
Right.
I gotta go in there like,
Dre, I'm out here right now.
Yeah, I'm coming in right now.
Yeah. They holding me up. Yeah.
Think of Scott, man. I'll get you the credentials.
Hey, man, but you understand your privilege.
Yeah, I know
and people think it's a bad thing, but you understand, like, I understand my privilege, bro. Yeah, and I love it because I come from nothing. So when I go to a restaurant, bro, and they be like, big, I'm like, oh, yeah, they got us.
They know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or even if I'm at Disneyland, that's the only way my wife would ask me to use the privilege. She's like, baby, see if they recognize you, see if they let us go right there. And, and I'll be like, but it's still hard. But
there's points where people look and they go, they wouldn't create a problem for you if they could in their power, because it's been nothing but a part of the positive things,
right?
Energy for them, so they're just like, why would you harass me? Not here for no reason.
Yeah,
like they would immediately, like Snoop, I my Lamborghini, he was able to take it out of Madison Square Garden. Because the guy that was watching it was like, I'm like, where's the car? He was like, Snoop got the car.
Yeah. He gave Snoop your Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Hey, man, let me tell you, Ty Dolla $ign, that happened to me.
What?
Yeah, I was at Century Plaza or whatever that is. I was at a mall. And when I saw Ty Dolla $ign's lowrider, and I walked up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I said, hey, man, I need to get the lowrider. And dude gave me the keys to Ty Dolla $ign's car.
Nah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Cause they'll go, look, nah, why would, because the guy's going, that was Snoop. It was Snoop. Like,
right.
It's nobody stealing anything.
Right.
He's like, Snoop has the car. Like, I'm like, he's like, yeah, he has it.
Do you call dog like, hey man, can you bring my car? Like, what's the reason you got my car? Yeah, but he just let you know he can get it.
I can get it. He looked at it and was like, this shit. That's why I call it the big crib. Because it was Snoop. Yeah, he walked out with the job. I was like,
Man, Fifth, I thank you for coming into the neighborhood, bro. I know you got so much you got to do, man. You got to conquer the world. But thank you for coming in, man. Vegas Residency. I'll see you out there.
Yeah, we have some fun.
Yeah, I'll see. No, I'm just playing. I just wanted to see if I got a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So Renee, I'll see him out there. Yeah, man. Just my wife and I. You know what I'm saying? My brother Mouse.
A couple tickets.
Yeah. Can I get the front row? Give me 4 of the front row. But the residency is going down, which is huge, man. And those dates for 50 Cent Presents in the club, that's going to be great for Las Vegas, man. It's going to be great. Exclusive going down. And those dates are December 27th, 28th, 30th. And then you come back on the 31st, which is beautiful for New Year's Eve. We count the new year in, do the countdown. And then also January 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
Then January 10th.
10 of these.
Yeah.
And then on and on and on. Are you going to Super Bowl with Kendrick? Are you tapped in?
I want to see it, yeah.
Yeah, you want to see it?
If I don't go
tell us something. What you know?
I want to go to the parties.
What you know?
But I want to be, I want to just see what's going on.
What you know?
I want to see how.
Oh, y'all talking.
Huh?
Y'all talking? What you know?
No, I'm just, look, if they need me.
Right.
to come in
Right.
to the show going properly, I'll be there.
Because you've been
I'll be
there.
available.
Right.
Yes.
You're not gonna hang upside down again, though. Huh?
No.
You learned that shit the hard way. I remember last time you was like, "Yeah, man." When
I don't know what made me do that. That was one of those moments, big. When you say, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. That's the pitch. Like, why did I do that? I didn't need to do that.
Yeah, you know,
And then-
everybody want to have a good entrance, a big entrance is the Super Bowl, and then you don't realize until it's like you got, we had to be out here for 7 days before, so the whole week ahead of it, he's gonna be out there.
Did you hang upside down and practice, or did you save it all for the live show?
Nah, we had to do that.
So you did it. So I would have just killed it in
Over and
practice. I would have killed it on the Vine.
No, they needed big. I told them I knew the words.
Right. And you
They
didn't?
needed to make sure I knew the words, the clean version. I'm like, look, the part of the rehearsal is you got to get everything onto the field
Right.
and off
Real
the field
time.
in 12 minutes. It got to be like the show is short. It's a short show that's actually the part that's actually being aired, but you got to get all that stuff on and all the stuff off for football.
Bigger than
to
what
take-
we know, huh?
Yeah, it's
Fifth,
just
I
a lot.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man. 50 Cent in the neighborhood. Once again, Big Boy's neighborhood. Visit my friends at Carson Nissan and be sure to tell them your partner Big Boy sent you. Hello.